For a lot of reasons, 2021 was just not a good year. For COVID, I mean, it's worse than it's ever been. Honestly, this channel, 2021 was probably one of the worst or just slowest years for the channel in general. However, for Nintendo, 2021 was pretty damn good. Nintendo had a lot of titles this year that honestly were really good. And they also had a lot of titles that came out this year that do not feel like they came out this year because what even is time anymore? So in this video, we're going to be taking a look, a rewind if you will, at Nintendo's 2021 and counting down the top 10 best games they put out for the Nintendo Switch. But before we get into that, let me tell you about a game so fun that it very well might be the best mobile game of 2021. That's right, you know what it is. Raid Shadow Legends, baby. You've probably heard about this game before, but if you haven't, it's an incredible mobile game that brings console quality graphics to your phone. But the game doesn't just look pretty, it's absurdly fun and has so much gameplay. How many champions do you think are in this game? Wrong, there's over 600, and new content is being added all the time. Recently, Raid added in Hydra as a brand new clan boss with 6 different heads. The crazy thing about the Hydra is each head is a completely different boss battle all on its own. You got the head of Blight, which is all about poison. You gotta kill this one with fire to counter the poison cloud. The head of Mischief, which literally targets the champion with all your buffs, and then steals them and gives those buffs to the other head. The head of Suffering is the Hydra's main tank head, and it uses a new debuff called Pain Link, which causes your champions to take damage whenever you attack it. The head of Decay is all about tearing you down and building up its allies, so it damages you when you try and heal yourself. This makes you think about the battle in a whole different way. The head of Torment is terrifying and applies true fear on your champions. The only way to stop this is by hiding your champions with Veil buffs, which are not easy to obtain. The hardest one for me though was the head of Wrath, which literally uses its buff called Vengeance to triple its attack power. I mean, come on. Raid's giving away this super limited edition champion to every player in the game. You might already recognize him. It's esports legend and Navi superstar Simple. Anytime between now and January 28th, Simple's limited edition champion is free for all Raid players. You gotta pick this dude up. You might be thinking, okay, I've never played Raid before, I want to start, but how in the world will I be able to beat this absurdly hard boss? Well, luckily, if you hit the link in the description or scan this QR code on screen right now, Raid and I have got you covered. You'll get a free new epic champion, Vergis, 200,000 silver, 1 free energy refill, 1 free XP boost, and an ancient shard which lets you summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All that treasure will be waiting for you in the inbox, and the rewards will only be mentioned for the next 30 days for new players. So join in fast, get these rewards, and slay the Hydra in Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get right back to the video. In my opinion, the 10th best game this year from Nintendo was Mario Golf. Honestly, this is a pretty disappointing one. Mario sports games could be so much better than they are right now, but with Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Golf Super Rush, there's just something missing for me. I don't know, it's missing that fun, that whimsicality that you typically see in Mario sports games. I mean, Mario sports games, in my opinion, are meant to be kind of off the wall crazy. You got Mario Kart, and you know, it's so far removed from whatever an actual racing game is that it kind of invented its own genre, the kart racer. However, you don't really have that with Mario sports games. They seem to be trying to get even more realistic, try to go more towards like, oh, this is like what actual golfing is. But in my opinion, no one really cares about that. If people wanted to play an actual golf game, they'd play like Tiger Woods PGA or something. Give us those crazy power-ups, those wacky moves that you can only do in Mario Golf. There's only like 2 courses that are actually unique to Mario in this game. The rest of them are just like, oh, it's your standard grass level, it's your standard forest level, your standard desert level. I mean, come on. Number 9 is Monster Hunter Rise. I actually never picked up this game, but from everything I've heard about it, it's really damn fun. I'm just not a huge Monster Hunter guy, so I'm gonna keep it, you know, pretty low on this list, but if I was super into Monster Hunter, or just this type of game in general, I feel like I would have an absolute blast with this one. I might even give it a shot later down the line when I have more free time, just can't get into it right now. If I get addicted to this game, you all can kiss this channel goodbye because there's just so much to do in Monster Hunter Rise, I could see myself just never stopping playing. For number 8, we have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but this time HD. Yeah, an HD port for $60 is a little bit steep, but honestly, Skyward Sword is one of the best games of all time, and there's some nice quality of life improvements here too. I do believe that Skyward Sword was a vastly overhated game when it came out. Maybe I was just fine with the motion controls, I don't know, but I think the game is really good, and if you haven't played it before, it is an absolute steal because, you know, it's $60 for an older game, but if you haven't played it yet, it's still so worth it. Number 7, we have a complete surprise here. Out of left field, this game came. Game Builder Garage. I mean, technically it's not really a game, it's like a game engine, I guess. It's just super cool. It took Labo and just kind of made it something you could do without having to buy all the cardboard, I guess. Like, you still get that sensation of making stuff. Even like Labo VR had the garage in that, you know, game where you could actually make stuff and like, I guess, do this kind of faux coding, like drag and drop style thing. But Game Builder Garage, in my opinion, does it a lot better. Also, you can actually share your creations now, which is sick. It might still be a bit too limited to spawn anything really cool, but if you're the creative type, this game will be an absolute blast. It'll be so fun. At number 6, we have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. These games are very faithful Gen 4 remakes, almost to a fault. In my opinion, I like when the remakes actually add stuff to the games. For example, the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remakes for the Hoenn region. I love those games so much, and they also added like the Delta chapter, which is super cool. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, to my knowledge, didn't add anything too special, but they look pretty cute, and they're faithful remakes of some of the best Pokemon games ever, so it's kind of hard to complain. Number 5 is, in my opinion, the most underrated game on this entire list. That is WarioWare Get It Together. I think WarioWare is in general one of Nintendo's most underrated series. These games are so much fun, and honestly, I think the creativity on display in Get It Together it makes it honestly my favorite in the whole series. The fact that every single minigame can be played in so many different ways because each character is kind of its own like control style just adds so much replayability to the game, and it's honestly just a marvel in game design. I think it's so cool that they were able to design so many games that are, I guess, able to be played in such unique and different ways. It's kind of hard to describe unless you've actually played WarioWare Get It Together yourself, but if you've played it, you totally know what I mean. It's also $10 cheaper than every other game on this list, which is pretty damn cool. Next up, we have another Pokemon game. That's right, everyone's pretty much forgot about this game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if people didn't even remember that it came out this year. Feels like it came out 17 million years ago. It is New Pokemon Snap. This game is beautiful. It is drop dead gorgeous, by far the best looking Pokemon game ever made. It's also a really good family game. Like, my little cousin, he just got a Nintendo Switch. He's not, you know, I mean, he's doing well. He loves Pokemon more than anything, but I worry that Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are a little bit too complex for him. Like, he gets stuck on certain gym bosses and gets a little, you know, frustrated. Because keep in mind, while all the Twitter warriors are screaming about, oh, Game Freak makes these new Pokemon games so easy, what is this, like, XP share and all this stuff? These games are made for kids, and the Pokemon demographic has honestly gotten younger and younger and younger as the years go on. Anyway, rant aside, New Pokemon Snap is perfect for that type of gamer because it is what you make of it. You don't have to be good to, you know, progress, but it certainly doesn't hurt to be, you know, a talented photographer. But regardless, even if you're not, you know, the most strategic player or whatever, you can have fun just watching these Pokemon interact like with other Pokemon as you're going by. It's just a fun game to have. Number 3 is, it's a really good game, Mario Party Superstars. Mario Party Superstar is one of those games that I honestly didn't think we'd ever get. I thought after Super Mario Party, I was like, oh, that's it. So we're never getting like a good Mario Party again, because Super Mario Party marketed itself as a return to form, but still sucked. So I was like, okay, well, that's it. But then they doubled down and returned to form even more by not creating any new boards and just ripping them from the older games and remastering them. Honestly, if this was any other series, I'd make fun of the developers for having a lack of originality, but after seeing ND Cube's originality with Mario Party in Mario Party 9, 10, and Super, honestly, I'm fine with this. Just keep it rolling. This game will shoot up to the number 1 spot instantly if we get any type of DLC, any type of new boards. I don't know if it'll happen, but oh my god, that would be phenomenal. Number 2, Metroid Dread. What is there to be said about this game that hasn't been said already? Like, Metroid Dread was nominated for Game of the Year. It won a lot of people's Game of the Year. It's number 2 for me. Just a brilliant 2D platformer. It's one of those games that comes around really once in a generation. It reinvigorates the Metroid series in a perfect way, and in my opinion is one of, if not the best 2D Metroids ever made. I just really enjoyed my time with this game. Cannot recommend it enough. Last but not least, You guys should all know what this is. Just think, like, what is the game Thomas will say was the best game of the year for Nintendo Switch? It's not a hard, it's Super Mario 3D World. Like, come on, guys. Everyone knows Super Mario 3D World is one of my favorite games of all time, and then they package it in with Bowser's Fury and with online multiplayer and make the game better by making the speed increase. Like, it's the definitive edition of one of my favorite games of all time, coupled in with a brand new 3D Mario adventure. Like, there's really nothing to say here. It is, in my opinion, the best game on Switch right now, the best value, the best bang for your buck. And I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. You guys all know my expectations were through the roof, and they still somehow got smashed, which is very rare and something I don't think I'll be able to say again for a long time. So I really enjoyed this game. So let me know if you guys enjoyed it just as much in the comments down below, or if you guys had a different number one, let me know down there as well. I'm sure there's a bunch of games I missed. Well, I know there's a bunch of games I missed because I had to cut some off before I even made this video. Again, thank you, Raid, for sponsoring this video. Hope everyone has a great new year. With that out of the way, I'm Thomas from the Switched Up, signing off. Peace.